So this is the power adapter that you'll be using most of the time. This will be plugged into here. It'll actually say power, plug in there. Once that's plugged in, it does come, this is the actual power supply. So this is gonna charge the battery. You'll plug this in and then plug this into either 110 or 220. And then it also comes with another charger for a car. So this is the actual test figure that Core Lab makes. So this measures like core plugs and things like that. Everything on here is adjustable to different lengths and sizes and anything. They designed this to walk around and measure actual samples. So if you're walking through the jungle or something and you wanted to actually measure a rock sample, you could measure it with this. So for right now though, for this demonstration, I'll be showing you just with the sample holder. So the very first thing you're gonna do when you start up is you'll have these unclosed. You'll have your regulator backed off all the way. You got your power on. Right now we have shop air connected to this. What comes with it will be a fitting like this that'll actually connect to, there's a bike pump like this that will have a regulator and a gauge on it with a regular bike pump fitting on it. So that will actually connect to this right into there. For this demonstration, I'll just be using shop air because it's much easier than manually pumping this up. So on the bike pump itself, it can go up to 160 PSI. The max you want to go into this is about 100 PSI. So you would open this, we're gonna open this valve, you'd open it, and then you'd be pumping up onto that bike pump to about 100 PSI. Once it's full to 100 PSI, so I just put about 80 PSI of shop air. So once it's full, you're gonna close it. We'll close it like this. And we'll keep this closed for now and this closed. So we'll actually bring up the tablet now, the computer, and then you'll open up the PPP software. Right now, we just have pressure on that inlet pump. So there's no pressure actually on the system yet. The first thing, you can't hit measure perm, it won't let you. So the first thing you have to do is you have to zero the actual transducer. And then it'll actually give you instructions on how to get rid of all the pressure on the system. If there is any, we know that there's not right now, so we'll just hit OK. So it's zero the pressure. Now is when you actually put in your sample name. So we'll say sample 12 or 11. Let's say 12, okay. So sample 12, it's very self-explanatory. You're literally just gonna hit measure perm and it'll tell you all the steps what to do. So if I hit measure perm, first thing to do is open downstream tank valve in Pelican case. So that one is going to be this one right here. That's gonna be your first step. You're gonna open this up. It literally says open to measure. Most of the time that's open. So then it'll say open flow tank valve, yellow on handle. So that's gonna be the actual regulator on the handle of the gun. So if you look at the gun itself right here, this is going to be the flow tank valve right there. It's not necessarily labeled, but that's the valve. So this would be closed and then this is open. So step 3 is adjust flow tank pressure regulator to probe. So I'm gonna lift this up to show you guys, and then I'll actually be, this is your actual regulator for step 3. So if you watch, we'll pressurize it. So once you actually get to that, you can't go above 47. Most tests will be around 40 or so. So once we get to an actual desired pressure, right now it's at 41.065. Step 4 is at desired flow pressure, close flow tank valve and click OK. So this is gonna close this, and then when I hit OK, it's actually gonna start the measurement. And then you'll actually press the gun and you'll see it start the countdown. Normally it takes about a minute or so to do a test, but it depends on the permeability of the sample. So the box on the left is the pressure counting down, and then the one on the right is the timer. And then it'll actually give you your value. It says perm is 282, and you can hit save data, yes or no. So we'll hit yes, and then it'll populate it right here. So after about 3 or 4 actual test samples, you'll eventually run out of gas, and then you'll have to open up this tank again. So you'll fill up all the way, you'll pump up with your air pump, you'll get to around 100 PSI, and then you'll close this again, and then you can actually go back and do your measurement.